Hey y'all, it's me, Chanel, and welcome back to my channel. Today is June 19th, and today is also World Sickle Cell Day. So today I'm gonna be having my mom, and we're gonna answer a few questions on basically her perspective on sickle cell. So let's get into the video. The first question is, how does it feel having a child with sickle cell?
Well, it is very difficult to have a child with sickle cell. However, as with any child, you love that child with your everything. So in loving you, I know it comes with everything. So the difficult times, the rough times that you just don't think you're gonna make it through, you know, just having a child that you love unconditionally, you're gonna keep finding a way to figure this parenting thing out, you know, whether the child has sickle cell or the child is diagnosed with any other illness. You know, it becomes hard, but you know, that love that you have for your baby, you know, you do what needs to be done. So to summarize, it's rough, but it's worth it, you know.
My next question is, how do you know what to do when I'm in a really bad crisis?
Ooh. I always tell you that sickle cell doesn't come with the handbook, right? I always tell you parenting doesn't come with the handbook. So I basically have had to learn all of this from the time that you were a baby. You know, I just paid attention to the signs, to the different things. I also took a lot of notes. So in taking those notes, I noticed different things that were similar, that were triggers, times that I know that I should take you to the emergency room, times that I knew that we could just treat something at home. So it just really depends on the situation, but I really was just going off of my gut and trusting God in every way, because I did not know what to do. And still now there are times that I'm just not sure when certain things happen or new things come up, you know, in regards to sickle cell. But, you know, I just trust you now that you're older. I trust, you know, what you're feeling in your body, and we make a decision, you know, and go from there. So
what motivates you to keep pushing forward when times get rough?
Oh man, well, for one, you just graduated, so, you know, just wanting to see you cross that particular finish line. There are more to come, many more, but I knew that your future was brighter than what we could see at the moment. I knew that there were bigger things for you than the difficulties, the pain, the surgeries, the blood transfusions, you know, the 4 different, you know, IV pokes that weren't successful, and we still had to do another one. I knew that there was more to come. So I had to rely on God. I had to rely on the prayers of other people to help push me through, because a lot of times I didn't know how I was doing it. I knew I couldn't cry and just fall to pieces in front of you, because I had to be there to help motivate you, to help push you, to help encourage you that we got through all the other times, that we'll get through this time again as well. So once again, it's tough, but my biggest motivation is God and our support team, and just those prayers from everybody, just helping us and encouraging us to, you know, to keep moving forward.
That's good. I like that. So my next question is, how do you think Juneteenth relates to the sickle cell community?
Oh man, it's kind of interesting, because from my perspective, I began to think about slavery, and I can't even imagine what someone with sickle cell had to deal with being born into that era of life, you know, during slavery. I'm pretty sure they didn't live very long. The conditions, having to work out there in the heat, having to do such hard labor, and not knowing what this was or what they were feeling in their bodies, it's tough to even begin to think about in general, because slavery itself was it's hard for me, and I get emotional sometimes just even imagining that. So because sickle cell is so hard in a normal privileged life, kind of privileged, but you know, you have air conditioning, you have a soft bed to lay in at night, you don't have to get up and do work constantly, you're not being you're not hungry, you know, so you don't have to deal with those things that they had to deal with. So once again, it's just a fight, just, you know, in general, but also when we're talking about sickle cell awareness, trying to get people to know and to understand this disease, you know, as they trying to get people to understand slavery. You know, it's still a fight. You know, it's still something that, you know, we shouldn't stop doing just because they don't understand it, just because they don't get it, just because they don't want to talk about it. We still have to push and make people aware and make people understand. So, you know, celebrating the end of slavery, it's a big deal, you know. So just putting that all together and having Juneteenth on the same day as World Sickle Cell Day, I mean, it's a great thing, you know?
Okay, so this is the last question. Do you have any advice for any of the sickle cell parents?
Advice is tricky because everybody is different. Every child is different. Now, all of the advice, all of the comments and things that I've received, or people sending me a study that was going on and different things, you know, I took it all in, but all of those things did not work for you. So I give advice. However, I let it be known that this is what worked for you. This may not work for someone else. This is what we tried, but it didn't work for us, and it may work for someone else. So, but the biggest thing I would say is to just keep praying and keep the faith, like keep understanding that this will get easier.
This too shall pass.
And this too shall pass. And when I say easier, I don't mean the pain will get easier. I don't mean that by far. I mean, it may become just second nature when you go into a crisis sometimes and you're upstairs and, you know, it's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and I just know the drill. I'm up, right? You know, I'm up, I'm moving. All right, Chanel, let me grab your bag. Let me, you know, but in the beginning, it wasn't that easy. It's like, how am I gonna get her downstairs? She can't hardly walk. She's screaming at the top of her lungs, you know. So now the process gets a little bit easier with that aspect. Your pain is still your pain. So you just gotta try to learn through the things that you go through. As time goes on, try to learn. You know, we're gonna make some mistakes. We're gonna fall flat on our face. We're gonna not want to do some of the things that the doctors tell us to do because it just don't register with us. But we just gotta keep trying. You know, we're not gonna let this thing defeat us. Sickle cell does not define you. It is not who you are. It is not your identity. You are Chanel Nicole Bynum. You understand me? So you will go out and be great. And sickle cell is just that small piece that's a part of who you are. So
Thank you.
You're welcome, Chanel.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my mom again, and I hope you like our shirt.
Yes, stronger together against sickle cell. Yes.
Period.
She said.
And I'll see you guys in my next video.